All right. Well, today I wanted to work on how to learn a new fiddle tune. So I've got a tune for you that I just started learning myself, and I wanted to share the process of what I go through to work on the tune, developing it a sense of the structure of the song, and even developing some motivation for working on it. So the first thing that I do when I'm looking to learn a new tune is listen to multiple versions of it. Usually, before that step happens, I probably heard someone mention the tune or the tune got called in the jam and I really liked it and I took mental note of it. If that comes up a couple of times, it's usually time to, work on it. Sometimes what I like to do in jams is when I hear a tune that I really like, I will just put basically star it. I'll add it to a playlist, a YouTube or Spotify playlist of, tunes I want to learn. And then I love to, drive home from the jam and listen to those tunes that I remembered in the jam, and then maybe listen to the next day. And it really starts to develop this sense of like, oh, I'm excited about this new piece of music. So that's how it usually starts. And after that, I listen to several recordings. Eventually, what I'm trying to do, in addition to kind of just building up excitement and motivation for learning the tune, I'm also looking for a version that has the most easily defined melody. So in bluegrass music, everybody approaches the melody different. So when I'm learning it for the first time, I like to find a version that's the has the most simple kind of phrasing, the most easily replicable phrasing. It's not obviously improvisation. So you can kind of get a sense for that by listening to multiple versions of the melody. So let's do that together. First thing I've done here is just search it on YouTube. And let me share the audio, so that's real nice. Let's see. Great. So, oops, I don't know if you're seeing the right screen here. Let's see. Okay, I think that's right. So here is the original version. It's a Bill Monroe tune. So always good to... First thing I'm paying attention to is just form. So that is the end of one section. I notice that this is a different section. So I'm not labeling anything yet. I'm just paying attention to sections. I noticed right there that there's a part of the melody that repeats. So that tells me that there's this new section, let's call it the B section, has a part that repeats exactly the same. So most fiddle tunes are A, A, B, B, but sometimes there's more parts. And now another instrument is playing. So what that tells us is that's the tune right there. It was an A, A, B, B tune. And I like to listen to the other instruments and make sure they're, see if they're following the same form or see how the original recording split up the form, if we can recognize and identify certain things about each section that kind of give it its specific feel. So like with the banjo, there's a lot of the rolls, but you can still hear this kind of same basic melody that we heard in the first part. Da 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 da. So I notice here that in the B part, instead of the banjo getting it, it was given to the fiddles, and they're playing a different melody, but on the same chord. So Bill Monroe did that a lot, where there's like a separate melody for the same part. And there's our A part again. So we're back to the top of the form. We had the B part taken by the guitar, and then we're returning to the A part on the fiddle. with that kind of iconic melody that's already happened three times now in the beginning, right now, and in that previous section. Now there's two fiddles there, so it's a little bit hard to hear the melody, but I'm definitely getting a sense now that shape, the shape in general, is what the melody is. Right there, by the way, is a classic Monroe like. Yeah, that descending little thing. Nice. All right, so let's check out a couple other versions now. The second on the list here is Sam Bush, David Grisman, Ronnie McReynolds, Bobby Osborne, Ricky Skaggs. So this is cool. This is like an all mandolin take on the tune. Let's see what this is all about. But it's still really clear to me that that A part is a really definitive melody. Well, how fun. So you get to hear a little of the character of each person's solo. I noticed here it says Ronnie McReynolds. I was like, oh, I don't recognize that. And I realize now, having seen the cover, that is a mistype in the YouTube description. It's Ronnie McCurry, of course, and Jesse McReynolds, which I think is pretty cool. He's on this album here. So what a cool cast of characters here. Anyway, getting back to listening. So that was kind of similar to the original melody. Nice. So that's the idea. I think this would be a great one to listen to after the melody is learned. It's a great for getting inspiration because there's so many different takes on the same tune. Let's listen to a couple more. I know that recently this was recorded by. It's not showing up here. It was recorded by. Missy Raines. That'll be a nice. I love listening to like kind of modern recordings because you get really nice recording quality. So that's our main melody there. As we're listening to all these different versions, one thing that I'm also getting a sense for is the chord progression. So I figure out what the home chord is by listening to the last note. Bum. The last note was actually beta. Ba. Right? So that's your one chord. So I can listen to the bass line and figure out the chords. Bum. From here to bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4 chord. Then bum. From 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 chord. Back to 1. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 1. And it looks like the same chords in the B part. Let's see how the mandolin tempo goes here. I love that rhythmic thing there. I love how the rhythm section picks up on that. Very cool. So, after having listened to all these kind of really exciting different versions, I noticed that this version here, let's see. This version here had the most clear melody, and of course, you can also zoom in and see fingers if there's anything that's looking weird. By slowing it down, you can really see what's happening here. And you even can see the chords on the left hand. So this is sort of an ideal video, I feel like, for learning tunes for the first time. They're kind of posted with the melody in mind. They have the chords here. You can see the fingers. There's no other instrument, so it's easier to isolate the melody. This is sort of the ideal video. So let's listen to the melody. And there's the melody there. So, and then there's variations on it. So once I've found a video like this, what I like to do is to create a loop and slow down one section at a time. So let's go to like 60% maybe, and loop just the first section. Now, and I'll just give you a sense for how I start to incorporate a sense of the structure of this song now. Okay, so I'm making sure even at a slow speed I'm still feeling it at this pace. And I'm trying to focus on getting the rhythm as it relates to that beat. So that's the rhythm I'm trying to get in the body. Da 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 da. That's the rhythm. Now I can start to add contour. Da, 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 da. Even if you don't get the perfect notes. Da, 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 da. Pickup notes though. So I'm paying attention to where I am misremembering. So it often has to do with the pickup notes. So I'm just trying to maybe get a sense for what errors I'm making and how I can fix them as I listen. So in the midway point, there's two pickup notes. Da, 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 da. I'm getting a better sense. The other thing I noticed, which I think is just a little slight variation, is that there's 3 pickup notes in the second half and only 2 in the first half. When something like that happens and I'm learning a tune, for the sake of symmetry, I just pick the one that's more natural of the two and I try to make it the same both ways. Then once you've kind of got a definitive melody, then you can kind of, what I like to do is I know the definitive melody and then I can stray from there as my skeleton. So maybe just keep the 2 pickup notes instead of doing the 3, or through it. That's just not that important of a note to the melody. You can add it or leave it. So now we've got a good outline for the melody. Knowing the key is good. So we're in the key of C, and a lot of the playing is out of this position here. So kind of getting your pentatonic scales. On a C chord is mostly going to be there. On an F chord is mostly going to be up a string. And then for the G, it's mostly here. So it's a combination of this pentatonic scale. Actually, it's just this one. And sometimes that note is a double stop. So kind of prepping your fingers is a really good idea for that. So you're not guessing with notes. And yeah, so now you're sort of ready. We know the chord progression is C to F to G. So our that's going to guide our sense of the pentatonic scales. And then you can just pause and stop.